You notice that standing in a corner here, watching you nervously as you come in, is a suit of armor. And its head sort of moves and squeals back and forth. Jim, when you come into the room, it starts to get really, really nervous. And it just starts to sort of shiver. You used to torture Clatterby when you were a boy.
Did I ever?
Wow, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Wait, so you grew up with an animated suit of armor?
You didn't?
I didn't even grow up with parents.
There's a sad cue,
Whoa.
if ever I heard one.
Why do you think I'm so emo all the time? It's not just a humorous affectation to win the loyalty of the audience.
At the end of the table sits your grandmother, Dolores. And you can see that she, and this has been true for years, she hasn't put her face on quite right, so it's sort of slid and peeled off on the corner.
Just,
so that
just as a heads up, guys, my grandma's a real lich, okay?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Olivia's brother, her cousin, or your cousin, Percival, is seated at the table and looks shocked and horrified when you walk in.
What's up, Percy?
And then he looks even more shocked and horrified when he sees that you have brought strangers. And he says, "Really, mothers?"
He said what?
He said, well, you're not sure. Do you want to ask him?
I'm old.
What'd you
and
say about
going
my friends, Percy?
He says, "I didn't think you would be here,
Yeah.
James."
Well, I'm here. And actually, I brought more people than you even know about.
He says,
AFL Wings.
"You've always thought you could do whatever you wanted."
I know I can. You're dumb.
He says, "I don't know what you're expecting."
Shit ton of gold.
Then you are going to be gravely disappointed.
We'll see about that.
Binwin farts.
Do you have a mini for the fart? Is that?
It's shaped like a dire wolf.
Oops, he's not there yet. There are some other figures around. You see your aunts.
Oh, yeah.
You see your Aunt Wanda, who is Percival's mother and Olivia's mother. You see your Aunt Gorgon.
Gorgon? Gorgon?
Gorgon.
Yikes.
When you look at, you see that Gorgon is actually a lovely woman from a distance of about 10 feet away. But she's got this bizarro headdress that's like a mobile. It's got little parts that sort of swing and move around. And her face, as you get close up, there's something a little odd about it. And when you look, it's like she's got ants crawling around on it.
Ooh, real butterface.
But no, it's not ants exactly. Aelfel, with your keen, sharp eyes, and Binwin with your low-light vision, you see that her hat is made up of little cranes, and there are tiny little microscopic people running around or hanging off her face, basically fixing it.
Oh, I do not want to sit by her. No.
And all she says when you come in is she turns to the grandmother, Dolores, and says, "My children will be along shortly."
Eesh.
And you know her children are wretched and hideous.
Okay.
Apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
When you see, or when Wretched walks into the room, she is
that's their names?
That's their name. You're just figuring that out now, aren't you? You see that Wretched Dark Magic is a willowy, statuesque girl, very Physically attractive, it would seem, except she's wearing a mask, a silver mask over her face. Her brother, Hideous, is only 12 years old. You see that when he enters, he just looks like your normal 12-year-old spoiled brat, but he's got a swarm of snakes following him.
What the fuck?
It's like, your family's weird, man.
That's why I don't go home.
Oh, and did I mention there was a stuffed eagle in this room?
You kind of buried the lead on that.
Yeah.
All right. And as you sort of settle down in the table, there is a knock at the door outside, blah, 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 narrative, narrative, narrative. Suddenly, the drunk tiefling butler comes blundering in with a man who appears to be made out of stone. But he moves, and he walks. And this is the family lawyer, Mr. Khan.
Does he walk in sort of a, I don't know, golem-y kind of gait?
Yes.
Okay. I recognize that.
And he parks himself at the end of the table. Valkar the Magnificent, standing in the doorway, and says, "Well, my work is done. If you need nothing from me, that's great. Fuck you." And he blunders out. And Mr. Khan, he pulls out a stone tablet. You don't know where he pulled it out from. And he begins to read.
This is the good part, guys.
Get ready.
Grandpa was loaded.
All of the family has been waiting long for this. And he says, "I, James Tarthanian Dark Magic the First."
You're not my grandpa.
Your grandmother says, "Oh, really, James?"
He's not, Grandma. Has he been tricking you? What have you been doing to my grandma?
Banging rocks.
We can look at your comedy acting puppet show later.
I told you she was a lich.
May I continue?
Whatever.
Hereby declare this to be my last will and testament. To my darling wife, Dolores, I leave the ancestral mausoleum and my financial investment portfolio. To Martha, your mother, who's not here, Wanda, other aunt, who breaks into tears at this moment, and Gorgon, your girlfriend,
No.
the unhappy widows of my 3 dear boys, I leave the sun, the moon, and the stars.
Is that like nothing?
It's like a metaphor.
Okay.
Do with them
Same thing.
as you will.
Yikes.
To my granddaughter, Olivia, I leave my hope that you will find a wizard of caring demeanor and firm wand to marry and to love, someone with an appreciation for great beauty and caution to balance your wild nature. To my granddaughter, Wretched, and grandson Hideous, I leave nothing but the wish that you grow up to become powerful wizards and masters of your own fortunes, beyond the reach of your miserable and undeserving mother's grasping talons.
Grandpa laid it out.
He's dropping some science.
Yeah.
To my grandson, James III,
Jim.
A boot to the head. That's for about 11 of you.
I leave the remainder of my worldly possessions,
Ka-ching!
including my name, the family estate and household staff in New Hampshire, Kronk the dragon, my cat, Gygax,
Awesome.
and my secret chest.
Oh, I didn't even know about that chest. Didn't.
You,
not just
above
family name.
all others, carry the burden and the promise of the dark magic legacy. Guard it well as I have done.
I will, Grandpa. You can count on me.
The golem will take it, he'll put the slab where the sun don't shine, and he proceeds to get up. At which point, Percival... Hello? What about me? Am I not mentioned at all?
I know he can't hear me, so I say, you'll get nothing and like it.
The golem says, and who are you exactly?
I'm with Jim Dark Magic.
Percival Dark Magic.
Oh, right. Sorry. I thought you were talking to me. It's a fake thing.
I'm sorry, there is no mention of you. But I was his apprentice for 3 years. 3 years. He made me clean his chamber pots. For fuck's
Well, now they're
sake.
my chamber pots. You're welcome to keep cleaning them.
You who wander off and leave me here. You, how dare you? He said the chest would be mine someday.
You didn't even know about the chest. It was secret.
I totally knew about the chest. I was the only one who knew about the chest.
It's my chest now. I'm offering you a cushy chamber pot job. Well, actually, not too cushy. I had faith food for lunch. That stuff goes right through you.
The chest of the golem opens up. A little bit of steam comes out. And there is a small replica platinum and gold jewel-encrusted chest, about this big, that he takes out and puts at the end of the table. And then he also pulls out of a compartment somewhere else a small little key. And he puts it down.
I snatch them both up.
All right. Percival is beside himself. You see he was sort of flexing his wand. It just goes... And,
Such a Hufflepuff, that guy.
and then he throws the remains across the table right into your chest. Like, and then the golem turns around and leaves.
All right. Well, I want to pop the top on this chest.
And Granny Dolores says, "Oh, James, you always wanted to open your Christmas presents early. You should wait. It's a private moment."
No, I'm going to open it here.
"Oh, goody," she says. And she says, "I hope it's banana bread. I wish your mother was here, but alas, she's upstairs."
No. All right.
You know your mother, ever since you left, she has been in this sort of perpetual state of delirium where she seems to exist in another reality completely. She refers to things that aren't there, people who aren't there. She doesn't know who you are. So you might see her, you might not.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So key, lock.
Yes. As soon as you put the key in, the chest does not open. However, a larger version of that chest materializes on the table in front of you.
Grandpa.
You finally got to see the Jim Dark magic.
I did.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Omen, you appraise that big chest as being worth about 25,000 gold pieces.
Whoa!
Just
chest
the
itself?
chest?
The chest itself is worth that. The little one's worth about 5,000.
Fuck that chest. I don't care about that chest.
The
None of
cat
it.
leaps off your shoulders and, like, sort of studies the chest and sniffs it and all that kind of thing, as intrigued by it as you are, apparently.